Well, good morning, future wonks. Early day. It feels like after a very successful. Wasn't back to school night cool? I thought it was a good time, but unfortunately, it ran at the exact same time as the presidential Republican presidential candidate debate. I can't imagine that anybody saw it, and by the time we all get home, it's kind of late. So I'm going to read the recap from the Wall Street Journal's Jeremy Sieb. He writes that Donald Trump fielded a lot of jabs in the Republican debate. This was the second Republican presidential debate that turned into a rhetorical brawl in which Trump's rivals channeled his confrontational style while seeking to cast him as unprepared for the job. In more than 3 hours of give and take, former Hewlett Packard head Carly Fiorina displayed a flair for sharp responses. Florida Senator Marco Rubio showcased his foreign policy knowledge. Former Florida Governor Jeb Bush got credit from Mr. Trump for having more energy at this debate. The array of 10 other candidates on stage managed to collectively dim the spotlight that has shone so brightly on Mr. Trump, the Republican frontrunner. However, Mr. Trump himself was loaded for bear, defending himself and attacking his rivals. He exclaimed that his temperament is very good, very calm, he said in a response to a question about his ability to handle the rigors of the job of president. The CNN debate was held at the Ronald Reagan Presidential Foundation and Library. That's here in California, just up the road a couple hours. The moderators asked questions that triggered confrontations between the candidates who interrupted and talked all over each other in a bid to grab attention on the crowded stage. So I'll show a short clip from the Wall Street Journal's Jeremy Sibb where he analyzes the debate, but that's secondhand. It's just his perspective. Unfortunately, not going to have time to show the debate in class, but one interesting point I read was that Hillary Clinton's name was only invoked 32 times during the debate. 5 of those references were made by moderators, and another referred to her husband, former Bill Clinton. So maybe Hillary isn't getting as much focus as she used to, which is another sign of maybe waning poll numbers for her. So let us take a look at the Obama administration today. President Obama is meeting with Secretary of State John Kerry at 11 a.m. Eastern. 11:45, the president meets with 3 men who halted a potential terror attack on a Paris-bound train. You might remember that from a couple weeks ago. They were Americans and in the military. At 2:45, he meets with Senate Minority Leader Harry Reid. Now, there's a term. You need to know exactly what that means. Those aren't just words. They have deep and very important meaning to us and to the implementation of government in America. Senate Minority Leader Harry Reid. So, he also meets with House Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi at the White House, and at 4:45 he attends a Democratic Senatorial Campaign Committee roundtable in Washington, D.C. Busy day for the president, with a lot of public items on his agenda, even though some of those are closed-door meetings. Vice President Joe Biden will be delivering remarks at 2:30 on improvements to the Detroit Department of Transportation. Detroit's been in a mess. And at 6 p.m., Biden will deliver remarks in Columbus, Ohio regarding the It's on Us sexual assault prevention campaign. There you go for the executive. Congress, the Senate considers the legislative vehicle for a congressional resolution to disapprove the Iran nuclear deal. And so they'll be expected to have at least 3 cloture votes beginning at 11 a.m. So look up that word cloture and see what that means. In other relevant news, Facebook planning a dislike button. The word is out. Is this a good thing, a bad thing? And it directly affects politics, I believe. Are we becoming just a nastier country, a nastier group of individuals and people, and we want to bring that to social media and express directly to somebody if we dislike? It's not just enough to keep scrolling, or is this therapeutic? You hit dislike, and now it's not a big deal, but you feel better, and so you can go on and be a happier person in general. And how about technology in classrooms? You guys are students. Do you like when those Chromebooks are wheeled in? Does that help you? You are visiting this website and sometimes engaged in class, but is technology always useful in the classroom? Short video on that as well. So lots to do today as we regroup from a very, very, very full night. Uh, Back to school night is over, and now we can progress. We'll get through today. Tomorrow's the minimum day. Coffee chat on Saturday, with the special edition being the movie Frontrunners. So keep moving forward. Keep your focus. Go Falcons.